everybody, it's Laura from Gardening in Dairyland. The garden looks a whole lot different. I just spent all day on this far side here pulling weeds with my 6-year-old, and my son did some work over there, so let me go show you what we've all done. Okay, so as you can see, we took out all the plants and weeds that were in this area. This part had been peas. We got everything pulled out of here. This part was cabbages. I did leave these carrots because they do have some seeds on them. I'm hoping that I'll be able to harvest them and get some good pure seeds. It's kind of iffy because I didn't have a lot of plants that produce seed. Here I only have 2, so hoping I get something. This was the onion row. Now I didn't get as many onions as I was hoping. I got very few. They aren't very big. I'm not sure why this year was such a bad year for the onions, but I got some, so that's better than nothing. I'll show you in the greenhouse. I don't know if I'll get to it tonight or if it'll be a different video, but I'll show you what I got out of this row. And then up here was the broccolis. I've been feeding these to the cow. If you want to see that, I do have a short on that. It's really cute. She loves it when I give her broccoli. Up here was the kohlrabi and the cauliflower. They are starting to head a little bit, so I did leave some of them in here, hoping that maybe we'll get something out of them. As long as they grew all the leaves, I wanted to give them a chance. Same thing here with the cauliflower. As you can see, it looks like they're going to form a head down in there, so I'm just going to leave them and hopefully they will. I'll plant some things in the empty spaces here, like maybe cilantro or dill or even some potatoes or something like that. Over here you can finally see some of the leeks. The radishes that are going to seed have really flopped over on top of them, but you can see them a little bit better. They're doing really well. They're sizing up pretty good. Get over here where you can see them even better. There wasn't any radishes over here, but look, they're getting a pretty good size shank on them. Last year was my first year growing leeks, and we really liked it in soup. My husband isn't a big fan of onions, but he did like the leeks. Over here, I have 3 different kinds of celery in here. This is the pink celery. And then my tangos, even though they're a hybrid, don't seem to be handling the heat stress very good. This one's all curly, and look, it died back in the center. I'm not sure what happened there because the Chinese pink and then over here these giant reds did not have that same problem. Last year I had the same problem with the tangos, getting that dead center and the curled leaves. I'm not sure what it is, so I'm not sure if I'm going to plant them next year. It hasn't been real good for me, but I will say these giant reds I am very impressed with. Do you see how these giant red celeries just look the best of any of them? They have very little stress from the heat. The centers are all still good on them, and the flavor is so good. I gave one of these plants to my grandma, and she loves the flavor of these even better than regular celery, and my kids too. So this is probably the variety I'm going to grow next year. We got some of the flowers uncovered. We did get another pot off of the okra right there. Go around this way. Yeah, my daughter picked the pot off of this okra here. Strangely enough, she thought it tasted like green beans. I didn't get a chance to try one yet, but she liked it, so I guess that one might be a good one to be growing again. I don't remember the variety of that one, but if I figure it out, I will let you know. So I have a little more weeding to do here to get these flowers totally weeded, but the ones that are weeded look pretty good. This mess over here I'm going to have to do at a different time. I did not get to it, and honestly I was getting a little tired of pulling weeds, but there are ground cherries in here. And then the sweet potatoes are back there on the trellis. Some snapdragons and the peanut plants here. These are just starting to bloom. So right here, there's a yellow bloom right there. The other ones are a little buried by weeds right now, but they've had a lot more blooms. These are a little behind because they were buried in weeds first. So I think they'll probably come out even in the end. But the sweet potatoes look really good. The zucchinis are doing really well. My kids have been making a lot of zucchini desserts. We have some good sized little watermelons in here. There's one. This one would be a Charleston Gray, I think, or a strawberry. My labels are somewhere in the middle of that mess, so I'm not sure exactly what it is, but I should be able to tell once it ripens. We got some more yellowish and orangish pumpkins showing up in the pumpkin patch here, and I just saw that we got some delicatas. See if I can find it. Oh, there's one right in there. See that? That's a delicata. My grandma always grew those delicata squash, and it's one of our favorites. I can get out of this tangled up mess here. So here is a bitter melon. This is my first year growing these, and as long as they can hold their own against the pumpkins, they should be okay. I haven't seen any fruit on these yet. They really have a different foliage than any of the other plants, so they're pretty easy to tell apart. Even their flowers look a little bit different. So that's been a fun experiment. Over on the trellises, the cucumbers are doing pretty good. I do have some that are dying back. I'll take you over there and show you some of the melons that are growing there too. My compost pile is getting a little overtaken with weeds. That's on the to-do list too. And as I redo my beds and plant new crops, hopefully tomorrow before it rains, a lot of this will get spread. So over here, this was a melon plant that I started in the greenhouse, so it had a big head start. There should be some good sized melons on here. I'll see if I can find some. Oh, I don't see any, but I'm sure there's some in here. Oh, I see one now. Let me get over here. There we go. There's a little melon. Doing pretty good. I'm trying to keep steering the pumpkins away from it. The pumpkins are doing really well too. I've have a lot of fruit on them. Whoop, right there. That's a cucumber beetle. That is not something you want. So don't mind me while I squish him. So like here, because this was a mixed variety, I don't know what all these plants are. This is an interesting looking one. And there's a lot of those. So whatever that plant is, it's got that shape of pumpkin or squash or whatever it is. So as you can see, we've got some plants that aren't looking really good in here. They don't seem to be completely dead yet. I did leave them, but I might pull them out soon because like here, these green apple cukes got something too, and they're totally dead. They are going to be pulled off tomorrow. But here, this is my Kajari melon. And look at the size of these guys. That's how big they're getting. Just waiting for them to get orange. I've never grown these Kajari melons before, but they're supposed to be really good flavored. So hopefully that's true. And hopefully my family likes them. They're not crazy about all the melons. They like the crisper fleshed ones. So we'll see if they like that one. More melons over here. I don't know if this one has any set yet. I don't really see any. Cucumbers are doing well, except for the one that isn't. And then my pickling cubes have taken a turn for the worse. So I'm going to pull them out and start some new ones. I won't replant them here probably. I'll put them someplace else. And these are the Summer Dance cucumbers. These are my husband's favorite, so I grow them for him. Okay, and over here is where all the potatoes were. As you can see, it all got tilled. It is ready for the broccoli to be planted. All right, let's just go up and take a quick peek at the tomato and pepper garden. Here we go. The big and tall tomatoes and the peppers are doing really well. Look at some of these. This is an Anaheim pepper plant, and it's got some good sized peppers on it. I'm hoping they're not too hot, but I needed something a little bit hot for the salsa. The eggplants are probably just about ready to pick here. You can see they're getting pretty good sized. It feels a little bit soft, so I think it's about ready. I'm going to check in the description of the catalog and see how big they're supposed to get, to see if they're supposed to get a lot bigger than that or if this is the size to pick them at. As you can see there, we've got a lot of ripe peppers. So we've been enjoying peppers a lot. They're just being very prolific, although I did notice these are shishito peppers here. And last year I didn't have any that were so spicy, I didn't like them. I took a bite out of a red one this year, and it was really extremely spicy. I think probably because it was so dry and so hot here for a while that they got hotter than normal. Here, this one's a Sienna Glow. This one was from M.I. Garner. Isn't that pretty? I just love the color on these. I really hope they taste good. I haven't had one yet. And these are the Pippin's Golden Honey. I haven't had one of these either. I think, if I remember correctly, they turn to orange. So they start out green and then go to purple and then turn orange. I haven't seen any orange ones yet, but I think I saw one the other day that was real close. Oh, of course, I can't find it now that I'm looking for it, but they're all doing really good. There's a lot of these Etudas that are ripe. And then, of course, my grandma peppers, they're just, every time, every year, the first pepper is just like, oh, they're so good. They are such a good pepper. If you get a chance to get some, I think Young sells them as a Margaret's pepper. It should be similar to these. They are the best peppers. The paste tomatoes are starting to get ripe. And we have already made one batch of tomato sauce. Some of these new varieties have really intrigued me, and some of them are my absolute next favorite. I've been busy saving seeds. As I have several seed saving jars in my greenhouse right now. Trying to keep them all straight because I have so many different varieties here. These Royal Pastes are still really impressing me with their size, and they're really meaty inside. I can put a picture here of what they look like inside. It's just like so thick of flesh and solid, and it tasted really good too as far as I was concerned for the sauce. So I've gone through all these varieties before. I have some really new favorites from some of the new ones, like Solar Eclipse from M.I. Garner. It's a yellow one. That one is really good. And I finally got one of my Emerald Cities to be ripe. It's a green tomato. Let me show you that one. So this is the Emerald City, and they get to be green with this purple striping. They do seem to be a little bit later to ripen, but I finally got what they say when they taste fruity. This tomato has like a fruit taste to it, like you're eating a strawberry or something. It's really unique and really good. I really like those. Oh, and I wanted to show you, I've got an Abe Lincoln plant here, and it is huge. Unfortunately, the tomatoes got some damage from bugs or something, but I'm just letting it grow because I think I can cut that part off. But look at this tomato. Look at how big that is. So my hand is right there. It's like as big as my hand or bigger. See, it's got this crack here. But I think most of the tomato will be good. And it looks like it's about right. Maybe I'll just pull it off here quick. Oh yeah, it's ripe. Whoop. That's not what I meant to do. Good thing it survived. But look at that tomato. That's an Abe Lincoln. It does have some bad cracks in it, but the rest of it will be good. But look at how big that is. Just huge. Okay, so here's my green stalks. They are starting to get some ripe tomatoes and peppers too. This is that hundreds and thousands tomato. They're little orange cherry tomatoes, just like tiny little things. But they taste pretty good. They're kind of tough skinned. That could be because they're in the green stalk, and I'm not always the best at keeping them watered, but they still have a good flavor. I also got my first, oh, I'll butcher the name, Wero Wakey. I don't know. There it is. Tomato. That one was really good too. I definitely like that one. These here are in the bag to save the seeds, but I'm looking forward to these being ripe so I can have them again. This patio tomato had some ripe ones. They don't get real big. This is about the normal size for them, but as you can see, it's a pretty compact plant. My strawberry root runners are doing really good. I should have gotten more of those cups. Look, I got even more runners to put in places. The blueberries are just about done. There's a couple blueberries on them here and there, but the kids have pretty much been keeping them taken care of. On this green stalk here, it's still having some issues. Some of the plants still look quite yellow, even though I did give it some fertilizer, some fish emulsion for some nitrogen and stuff like that. I'm not sure why everything looks a little yellow in here, but I keep fertilizing it. Hopefully one of these days it'll green back up. But here's my first albino bullnose pepper. It's a white pepper. And here I've got some orange ones that are ready here. And I did root some runners. They're doing pretty good. Everything's blooming again. So that pretty much takes care of all the garden areas with the fruits and vegetables. I do have an orchard too. I'd like to do that, but I'll do that in a different video so this one doesn't get too long. I hope you enjoyed seeing everything, and hopefully for the next video I'll have all my new fall crops planted in the area where I got all the weeds pulled today. So I hope to see you soon, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.